Alright, you guys, so we're here. Me and my best friend, can I say your name? Lee, getting Ethiopian food for the first time. I'll tell y'all a little bit more about it. Y'all, your girl is tired, okay? I'm not gonna knock the stuff on the floor, but it's almost been 24 hours since I've like got real sleep. But I'm about to grub. I got me a little sangria. Y'all probably can't see me, it's probably dark, but you know, first day of New York has been conquered. I'll tell y'all more about it when we get home. Hey y'all, alright, so I'm just getting up. I look raggedy, whatever, don't judge me. You know, it's pretty late. Yesterday I didn't really get to explain to y'all what all was going on, but I didn't have any fashion shows planned for New York Fashion Week yesterday, so I just decided to kind of like tough it out. So my friend was like, hey, you know, I really want you to come with me to get your like Metro card and all that kind of stuff. Like I just want to help you get through all that stuff. But the problem was, which I'm proud of myself. The problem was is that I had only had I had been up for like almost 24 hours, and in that 24 hours I had only had like an hour of sleep, so 23 and maybe a little less. But I had only slept for like an hour and 20 minutes on the plane. So that particular day, the day before I had to leave for New York, well, New Jersey really, I had to, y'all, I look so crusty. I usually don't come on camera like this, but I was like, y'all gonna have to see what it's really like. You know, ain't no glamorous all the time, but I'm about to get up and do my makeup and stuff. And, but yeah, I had to work, like get up early to go to work, which it wasn't really early. I really didn't have to get up early. I just woke up early. I didn't have to work till 12. 1? Well, yeah, I didn't have to work till 1, which means that I didn't have to get up until like 11:30, which is not early at all. But my body decided, because it was so excited about like, oh my God, all this stuff was happening and like anxious and all that, that I needed to get up way earlier to dance. So my plan was to come and tell my friend Lee, like when I got to her house, look, I know we're supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z, but I'm tired, like I want to get some rest. So I got on the plane, everything was fine. First thing is, because I didn't tell y'all any of this yesterday, first part of this story that is important to remember is sometimes I buy cheaper stuff. Like I don't always buy crazy expensive clothes. I mix a little bit of expensive and cheap and mid-price and all these different things. But I had on these cheap little ankle booties, and as soon as I got on the plane to fly to Jersey, my heel on my boot popped off. And it wasn't like a high heel. It's like that, you know how you got a little chunk, like a little chunk of a heel. Popped right on off, honey, like right onto the floor. I heard the thud, and I was sitting there like, holy crap. So lesson number 1, my mama has always told me, make sure you have an extra outfit in your carry-on, and thank God I did, because I had another pair of shoes in my bag. But the problem is they were thigh-high stiletto boots, so I had to put those on the plane, and I had to walk through the Jersey airport and get my suitcase and everything in stilettos. So I got to my friend's house and I was like, I'm gonna take a nap, and she was looking at me like, a nap? Girl, if you don't get your butt up, we about to go do this, that, and this. I was like, but I'm tired. She was like, excuse me, like I took time to go into work later, just so that I could be here for you when you get here. No, she was like, welcome to New York, where you don't sleep, where you go after your dreams and you get your butt up and make some things happen. Oh, you only slept for 12 hours? That's every day for us. So get over it, get your butt up. You about to go out here and get your Metro ticket. You about to learn how to use the subway, sleepy or not. You about to be a go-getter. So I was like, you know what, you right. I ain't about to be like, well, let's take a nap. I ain't about to punk out. Like, let's go handle this day. We get on the subway, we do all that stuff, which wasn't too bad. And then around like 11, we got there. And she basically was like, my building's right across from the train station, so I'll meet up with you at 5. Just was like, good luck and Godspeed, figure it out. So first thing I bought when I got to New York is I went to Aldo. And I usually don't spend a lot of money sometimes, but I was like, if I'm gonna be walking in these shoes for a whole week, I need them to be comfortable. So I bought me some little black ankle booties, and nothing special, simple. They are genuine leather. They were originally $150. I got them for $75. Now I know that sounds crazy, but let me tell y'all, if you're somebody who's never been to a big city and you've never done a lot of walking, you're gonna want to spend money on your shoes. So I did that, but I basically got myself good and lost, and I had to find stuff to do from 11 till like 5 o'clock. And there's plenty to do, there's plenty of things to look at. By the time everything was done and me and her met up, she was like, we're gonna meet up at this Ethiopian restaurant. And I got all the way to the restaurant on the subway by myself for the first time and made it happen, and I was very proud of myself. So just to show y'all what else I bought, now that we're off of our inspirational message of the day. So I showed y'all my little black ankle booties. I went to Steve Madden and they had 50% off everything in the whole store. And I did not go in because honestly, who wants to carry all them bags? So I got some gray thigh-high boots because I just really needed some. I haven't had gray thigh-high boots ever. Well, they're not thigh-high. They're like a little bit, they're between over the knee and thigh-high. My favorite of the both of them are these beautiful camouflage booties. They remind me of some boots my mommy had when I was younger, but the camouflage, they have some rhinestones on them, and they have a black and white stripe on the back. I got these shoes that should have been like $150 all together for like 49 bucks. So yeah, I got that pair of thigh-high boots from Steve Madden and these for 49 bucks. So I bought this magenta. It was on sale at Topshop. Bro, there's so many sales going on. Like, I really had to stop myself from buying everything. Like, I wanted to buy it all. So I got this really luxurious fuchsia pink fur coat. It is beautiful. The color is so rich. It's very soft. But they had like blues and greens and pinks and yellows and oranges. And I really had to be like, okay, look, if you go crazy, you're going to have to walk around with this all day. All right, you guys, I'm at my first fashion show. Y'all, I went through hell and back trying to get here. I tried to do the subway system, but it's just not for me, honey. I've decided I'm gonna blow my whole budget on Uber. I can't do the subway thing. But I tried to find the subway to get to the Met Museum, and that was a disaster. Didn't even make it. So I just decided to come super early. This fashion show is at Pier 59. This is for the CAAFD. Very excited for my first show of this particular New York Fashion Week. But y'all, I went through a lot to get here. Yeah, but I'm here now. Thank God for Uber.
You know, as women, everyone sitting up here, you are very accomplished, and we often focus, we meaning the observers, focus on what's glamorous and wonderful about what you do, and we'd love to be in your place. But in fact, there are a lot of obstacles. So talk a little bit about what, please, some of the obstacles have been for you, and how do you overcome them? Like, what are a couple of tools in your toolbox that you used to overcome these obstacles? Who wants to start off? Meredith? You're in.
Hey. Wow, it's an interesting question. For me, personally, a lot of my obstacles are internal, to be totally honest. My own fears, my own insecurities, my own trepidations. I dealt with depression from a young age, so that's always been an obstacle for me, something I live with daily.
Alright everybody, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I just went to a panel trying to do some networking with Michelle Obama, stylist. That's right. So she was the one who was responsible for the glitter Balenciaga boots with the yellow dress. She was fabulous, really nice lady. But I'm meeting some really cool people. I am starving, but if I leave the venue, they won't let me back in unless it's a certain time, and I'm not trying to be floating around in 32-degree weather all night. So I'm gonna probably go get something to eat closer to the show so that I will still be able to get in, like walk right in the door. But yeah, it's been really great. Went to a fashion show, Sun Jung-won. As y'all saw the footage earlier, was amazing. I love her stuff. That yellow and pink fur coat was absolutely stunning. But yeah, went to a panel, and now I am just kind of sitting around waiting for my other show because it's in the same place, and there's no point in leaving super far away and having to come back, and it's just too much work, y'all. But yeah, I'm really enjoying my time here. I haven't been able to do much sightseeing, but I'll get to that eventually. Hopefully, I don't know. This really was supposed to be a business trip more than anything else. So you got to do what you got to do for your dream.